Hey everyone, and welcome back to Get Into It with Rainey, the podcast where beauty, business, and becoming come together. I'm your host, Rainey, and I'm so grateful that you are here and listening in today. If you've been tuning in, you know that we started a series titled Make Up Your Mind. In the last episode, we talked about mind prep because before anything is built, preparation has to take place. So today, we're taking the next step. We're talking about foundation first. And as a professional makeup artist, one of the biggest mistakes people make is rushing to the fun part. They want the eyeshadow, the lashes, the highlight, the lipstick, the blush. But if your foundation isn't right, everything else becomes harder to maintain. And guess what? Life is the exact same way. Sometimes we spend too much time trying to build careers, relationships, businesses, and become successful that we rarely stop and ask ourselves, what is my life built on? And if that's you, you're at the right place because we're about to get into it. First, let's start off by asking the question, what is your foundation? Foundation isn't the first product you buy. It's the product everything else depends on. Think about a house for a second. Nobody celebrates the concrete. People celebrate the finished home, the beautiful kitchen, the paint, the furniture. But none of that matters if the foundation isn't solid. And get this, the same is true for your life. Your gifts are not your foundation. Let me say that again. Your gifts are not your foundation. Your followers aren't your foundation. Your job isn't your foundation. Listen up when I say this one. Money isn't your foundation. Neither are your relationships. Those things are constantly changing. Your foundation has to be something that remains when everything else shifts. And for me, that's my faith in God. When life gets uncertain, I know where I stand because I know who I stand with and what I stand on. And he a solid rock. So let's talk about building a foundation. Key point number 1, don't build on applause. One lesson I learned as an entrepreneur is this. If your confidence is built on applause, you will fall apart when the room gets quiet. Because trust me, they will get quiet. Wait. It was a quote that said it like this. If you live for the applause, you will die from the boos. Even as a content creator, some days my videos do not perform well. Some days they do. Some days they don't. Some seasons your business will grow. Other seasons will stretch you. And if you're an entrepreneur, you know what I'm talking about. The slow season that you experience to the point where you want to give up. Those are the seasons where you have to be reminded of your why and your purpose. But if your identity is based on numbers, likes, sales, and other people's opinions, you'll constantly feel unstable and out of place. That's why a strong foundation doesn't move every time life changes. So watch how you build. And point number 2, check for cracks. And this may be the esthetician in me, but I always examine the skin. I look for texture, if it's dry, oily, combination, sensitive. I look for areas that need extra attention or extra moisture. And not because the client isn't beautiful, but because I want the final result to last. Sometimes we have to examine ourselves. And ask yourself, where are the cracks in my foundation of my life? Am I constantly seeking validation? Am I afraid of failure? Am I holding on to fear? Or am I trying to prove my worth instead of knowing my worth? Because listen when I say this, ignoring the cracks doesn't fix them, but acknowledging them is where healing begins. I'm going to speak this over your life by faith that healing looks good on you. So check your cracks so we can get into it. And the last point, build from the inside out. We live in a world that teaches us to look the part, to look successful. But God is more concerned with helping us become stable. Because when your foundation is solid, success becomes not only easier, but sustainable. Your character matters, your integrity matters, your faith matters, and being consistent and persistent matters. Because get this, who you become is more important than what you accomplish. God is not concerned about you getting to the destination. God is concerning about developing you for the destination. Because if you accomplish a certain amount of success or obtain a lot in life without having your mind prepared and your foundation already laid, when you start to go through trial and tribulation, you will shift. You will be tossed to and fro. And God do not want that for you. He wants you to be stable. He wants you to be able to stand and walk by faith and not by sight. So here are your 3 key takeaways. Get ready to go ahead and write this down. Number 1, everything you build is only as strong as what it's built on. So choose a foundation that won't crumble when life gets difficult, because you will get challenged. The Bible said it like this: take heart. In your life, it will be trouble. But he said, don't be afraid, because he have already overcame the world. Then I realized in the Bible that it always said when, not if. It said when, not if. Meaning it's going to happen. But God is equipping us mentally, spiritually, to endure the challenges of life so that we can too still stand and rise above it all. Point number 2, stop chasing appearances. Do I need to say that again? Stop chasing appearances. Start building character. Character lasts longer than popularity. I know we live in such a social media era where we want to look good and we see other things and we want to mimic it. We want to become what we see. And especially with influencers and celebrities, we praise an image that they put out, but we don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. We don't know what it took for them to get. Some people have compromised their morals, their belief, their integrity so much to get money, fame, and success. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but watch your character while you're building and run the race that God has for you. You don't have to compare. You don't have to chase an image or to become like anybody else, because God made you with purpose, for a purpose, and to run your own race. And point number 3, strong foundations are built one decision at a time. So don't rush the process. Do not rush the process. They have a quote that says like this: when you rush things, you ruin things. Just take it one day at a time. Every day you get up, watch your daily habits, every prayer, every act of obedience, every step of faith, every habit, every boundary, every step you take towards becoming, achieving your goals and your accomplishments in walking with the Lord matters. And for your Get Into It challenge, this week the challenge will be called Foundation Check. I want you to take 15 minutes this week. Answer these questions honestly in a journal. I'll give you time to grab it. So the first question, what have I been building my identity on? What have I been building my identity? Is it people? Is it social media? Is it the applause of people? Is it the approval of people? Is it my titles? What have you based your identity on? Because identity is not what you do, it's who you are. Question number 2. What happens when that thing is taken away? Whatever you've been building your identity on, what happened when it's taken away? Now that's good. So meaning if you were to strip away every title, every talent, every gift, everything that you do, everything that you have accomplished, who are you? Who are you? And the last question, what foundation do I want my life to stand on? What foundation do I want my life to stand on? Then following that, I want you to write down one habit you can begin this week that will help to strengthen your foundation. Maybe it's spending more time with God. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's resting. Maybe it's finally setting boundaries that protect your energy, your peace, and who you are becoming. But just choose one thing and commit to it for 7 days. You know we cannot leave without doing our mirror minute. So go ahead and get up, go stand in front of your mirror, and I want you to look yourself in the eyes and say this. My value isn't determined by people's opinions. I don't have to perform to be worthy. I am building my life on truth, not trends. I choose character over applause. I choose purpose over popularity. I choose consistency over comparison. My foundation is strong, and because of that, I can build with confidence. I am becoming everything God created me to be. Take a deep breath. Release. Smile. Walk away knowing you don't have to prove who you are. You simply have to continue becoming. So to wrap this up, I want to say thank you for joining me for another episode of Getting Into It with Rainey. If today's conversation spoke to you, send it to someone who's building something in this season. And don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and join me next week as we continue this journey of beauty, business, and becoming. Something I want you to remember, if beautiful makeup starts with a strong foundation, a beautiful life does too. Until next time, keep building, keep becoming, and as always, get into it.